Well, Felipe has always loved to talk about outer space. In fact, in high school, he wanted to join the rocket club right away, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of expensive, and they don't always work.
Yeah, Felipe's always trying to look out for the little guy, and well, when I told him that Pluto is not a real planet, he took that pretty hard.
I had no idea that Felipe had this space interest, but when we started filming for Youth Conference a few months back, I think that really sparked something in him.
Does Felipe have what it takes to be an astronaut? No.
It wasn't long before Felipe was making plans for a rocket, and none of us thought anything of it. We just kind of let him do his thing. He doesn't have a lot of mechanical training, but he figured out how to get his paws around the scissors, and he went to town with that.
He got on this rocket that he built with, of course, some of these crazy people, and they shot it off.
Time passed, and we didn't really think much of it until we saw him streaking through the sky. And by that point, it's too late. Just said a prayer for him.
Temperatures are sitting at 61 in Buffalo. We have a northerly wind at 7. Good sleeping weather tonight, folks. What was that? Did anybody see that thing?
You tell us what you think it is. Right here, ready? Right there. Bakersfield resident Tim Harvey sent it from his ring camera. He lives in Hagen Oaks off Ming and Versace Drive.
Well, I have to say I was happy for the guy. He finally got in the sky, something he always dreamed of.
I've been doing this for 30 years, so, and I can't describe to you what I saw that night. There was a spaceship just flying through the sky. Now, I was real hopped up on Red Bull at the time, but I know what I saw.
It was the night that I met him, that I met the boy from the stars. It was a quiet night. It was just before the radish harvest. And all of a sudden, I saw this crazy light. It was coming from the sky. It was like a firefly, but bigger, and it didn't blink on and off.
But what did the Lord do? He took my Felipe to Amish country. Those Amish people, they forgive everybody.
And then I thought to myself, if it ain't those Russell boys at it again. I swore last time that it would be the last time, and so I had to go finish them off.
I thought they were gonna get me like Joe said they would. Mama, Joe warned me. He told me, stay away from that west side. They're gonna snatch you.
So I got to the barn, and at first I saw the very edge of his foot, and it was all hairy, and I thought he is one of the Russell boys. But then I got a better look, and it turns out it was him. I saw him plain as day. Was I scared? Not really. Not at all. Not at all.
I thought, I'm surely gonna die. I'm going to see Daddy. Mama, I'm going to see Daddy. Man, I thought for sure that was it for me. And I just wanted to think about my 12 children back at home. Gertrude, Mildred.
We didn't know if he was gonna end up staying or not, but he seemed inclined. Zebediah had just left, so we needed another farmhand. And we started to realize that here on this little square of land that we think of as paradise, that God had sent a blessing, had sent a gift to us in the form of this red, hairy creature.
Those Amish people, they don't want to get all excited about technology. And boy, oh boy, not having a microwave and not having some of those conveniences, I think that would be good for him.
We had to think of something to name him, so I had to think of a good Bible name for him, and we call him Esau, because he was red and hairy all over, and frankly a little bit strange. You know, they say kids these days, they'll bale one field of hay and they'll want to take a break. But you know what? Esau, he always had a mind to work, and I think in large part that's due to me.
You know, I just don't think he'd really fit in with the Amish. Felipe is kind of a free spirit.
I think he learned a lot from us. I sure hope so, but I think that it was able to rub off a little bit on him. Teach him some work ethic, teach him some grit. But, I think we learned a little bit from him too.
I drive past that farm. Looks like they got a new farmhand out there. Bit of a hairy boy, but he looks like he's working hard.
Them Russell boys started talking to him about Rumspringa, putting foolish notions in his head. He started just getting short with us. It'd only be 7 or 8 acres of hay baling, and he would start getting an attitude. I never saw him do it for sure, but I'm pretty sure I just about caught him rolling his eyes. He normally kept them so still, but just his attitude with us. He always kept talking about that youth conference. He loved that thing. It was the one thing that we could never get him to forget. One day I was out in the barn and I saw him with the remnants of that little buggy he rode in on. And it looked like he was trying to fix it up, to escape, to leave behind all that he'd known for the last 2 months of his life. I told him everything that you're looking for is right here, but he wanted more. He wanted a youth conference. I don't need 2 hats. I need my boy. I need my Esau to be here, to be with us.
Every place that Felipe has ever gone, they've wanted him to stay. And sometimes he wants to stay too. But youth conference, this is where he belongs.
I've been driving for a long time, and I've never really driven over too many hills. It's flat. I've never driven like this. Always like this. And I tell you what, the government, they're hiding some stuff.